Since the weather turned so nice here in the Pacific Northwest, I've been having a lot of fun driving Cherry, and you'll have to admit, this thing looks really cherry. I mean, I had Ryan help me buff this out. Here you can see kind of a difference between what the old paint looked like and what the paint looks like after we finished power buffing this. But this thing just really jumps out at you when you get it out in the sun. And one of the nice things about doing a rolling restoration is you get to pick and choose the jobs you're going to do. And today I've got maybe a half hour or an hour, and I want to do something on Cherry. And what I'm going to focus on today is something in the trunk. You know, I've got to clean the carpets in there, but there's something else I want to do as well. I just want to show you an accessory I think every 107 owner should have, and that has to do with the battery. The battery is located in the trunk, of course, but these batteries get neglected because these cars tend to not be driven during the winters. And a lot of times the battery will go bad if you let it sit. Now, the previous owner had a battery disconnect on this battery. Now, that's better than nothing, but I think better than a battery disconnect is a trickle charger or battery tender like you see here. This is the one that I sell on my website, and I'm going to install this in Cherry so that I can easily plug this in to a 110 volt outlet anytime I park the car and don't plan to drive it for 2, 3, 4 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and install this now onto the cables of my battery, and I'll come back and show you how it works. I have this pigtail temporarily hooked up to the battery. Note I've got red going to positive and black wire going to negative, and I've put the terminals under the head of the bolts. Don't put them under the nuts, or when you turn the nut you'll twist and break off that terminal. So each one of these terminals are under the heads of the bolt. I had to pull the bolts out of the battery post clamps. Now I'm running into a little bit of a problem on the 107 because the battery is so long and it has this cover here. I want the plug-in end of the pigtail easily accessible. I don't want it sitting in here. Maybe for you that's fine, okay, and it'll work perfectly okay. It'll come out of the battery box right over here, but it will not come out behind this panel. I want to be able to take this plug-in pigtail and have it come out probably right over in this area so that I can open the trunk lid and easily plug it in. So what I have to do is make a modification. I'm going to take this red wire here and add to it. I'll get a piece of red wire and a couple of butt connectors, and I'll extend this, which will bring the fuse over to here, sitting in this hole right on this side of the battery. Then I can get the pigtail end all the way out into the trunk where it's easy to plug in to the charger. So let me show you the modification I made. Now keep in mind, you do not need to do this to make this particular tender work if you don't mind opening up the cover when you plug it in. So this is a convenience modification, not a required modification. I actually added about 16 inches of red wire from the positive terminal over to the fuse here. This allows me to set the fuse down in the hole on this rear side of the battery, and I can route the red wire along the side and keep it out of the seal of the lid. But look what it does to the pigtail. It allows the pigtail to stick out of the battery box about 8 inches, which will get it outside this cover and quicker and more convenient to plug in. So now I get to show you where this pigtail end comes out. You see it comes out just underneath this cover, and I can tuck it in right in behind the bottom of this rear taillight lens. This does come with a cover. I recommend you keep the cover on there when not plugged in. This will keep it from shorting out. So you can just put the cover on when not in use and just shove it out of sight. So in Cherry here, you're literally not even going to see it. But when I come in and want to plug this in, I'm going to put the car in storage. It's very convenient to pull that cap off and just plug this charger in like this. And then we set the charger on the rear bumper, and there's enough room right here in the trunk seal to allow the wire to go through the trunk seal and not damage it. Now I should point out that the kit we sell also comes with these clamps that can be used to clamp directly to the battery. But I don't recommend this for a long-term solution. It is a way that you can take this unit and go use it on another car because you've got this extra set of clamps here. So you see, this is something that I think every collector car should have, or any car that you let sit in the garage over the winter. It doesn't have to be a Mercedes SL, it doesn't even have to be a Mercedes, but the charger that we sell comes with instructions and everything that you'll need to be able to install this yourself in your own car. So you can plainly see that this is a very easy DIY job that every one of you can do on your 107. And when you do it, you never have to worry about the battery going dead on you in the winter.